Well, hello there, grandchildren. Welcome back to another episode of Granny Goatee's Food Review Show, where Granny Goatee reviews your favorite foods. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode, grandchildren. Thank you, everybody who has recently subscribed. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you so much for the comments and the likes and all of the interaction. It's a lot of fun. Today, we have a new item from a restaurant that I have never reviewed before, that I have never been to before, a place called Jollibee's. And I actually didn't really know that there was a Jollibee's here in Southern California, and there happens to be a handful. So I saw that they came out with these new chicken tenders, and they have other items. I'll go ahead when I describe the company. I'll briefly put in some B-roll, and you'll see their menu. You can pause it and look at their menu and get a look of all of their items, grandchildren. But they did not have chicken tenders, so they have brought this item as a new item to all of their restaurants nationwide. Now, these chicken tenders cost $8.99. And I have to say, Jollibee, are you out of your ever-loving mind? I mean, $8.99 for 3 chicken tenders and some sauce? That is very, very expensive. Okay, but before we get into it, before I show you the food and before we do the review, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about the history of Jollibee's, okay, grandchildren? And if you by chance don't want to hear any of this and you just want to go ahead and look at the review, then I'll go ahead and put a little note somewhere here in the video for you to just skip ahead to that review. Okay, grandchildren? Oh, and by the way, I just want to touch base on this real quick too. I did not know how YouTube comments worked before I started a YouTube channel, grandchildren. And I think that if you don't have a channel yourself, maybe you won't be aware of this either. But I don't get notifications for all of your comments, and it's really a bummer because I love responding to all of your comments, and I just want you to be aware of that. I have done a community post before where I've spoken about this before, that I do not get them all. And I've looked into it, and it's just there's a bunch of different ways the comments can go. First of all, I can get the notification, which the vast majority of the comments I do get notified for. Another group of comments that I don't get notified for is if YouTube's computer system thinks that the comment is a little bit inappropriate, they will go ahead and block that out and hide that from me, and not only not send me a notification, but I won't be able to see it. And not only will I not be able to see it, but nobody else will be able to see it either on the video. But if you go to that video, the comment that may be inappropriate, you look through the comment section, you will be able to see it, but nobody else can see it unless I, as a content creator, approve that comment. Okay, and I don't get the notifications for those comments, grandchildren. I have to go into the comments section and go through a specific section that hides comments for me to be able to see them. And I do periodically do that, and some of the comments I do approve, but I just want you to be aware that I don't get those notifications for something that YouTube determines to be inappropriate. And sometimes if YouTube truly really thinks that it's highly inappropriate, they won't even put it in that hide section, and I would have to go and click on that video, because I do monitor how many comments potentially may be on the videos, and then go through those comments, and I will periodically see comments there that I had no idea, no notification, was not even in the hide section. And so I'm not aware, and then when I click the video, then I will see it. So periodically, maybe every 3 or 4 months or so, I will go through all of my videos and see if I've missed any comments, because responding to your comments are so important. But now that I've had so many videos added, it's become a little bit tedious, and I also don't want YouTube to think that I am artificially clicking my videos to get additional views or something like that, because I'm not. I'm just really concerned about answering all of your comments and responding to all of your comments for as long as I possibly can. Okay. Whew, that was a mouthful going off on that, but I wanted to talk to you about that because I don't want anybody to think that I am disregarding your comment or not paying attention to what you're saying, because one of my favorite parts of this entire experience is actually interacting with everyone. So please continue to comment. And if I don't respond to your comment, just be aware that it's not intentional. Something has happened and I am not aware of it and I have not been notified. Okay, grandchildren? All right, enough with that. Let's get into Jollibee's history. Okay, so Jollibee history and milestones. I'm pulling this right off of their website. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description box down below so you can read it yourself if you'd like. So our Jollibee group was founded in 1975 by Dr. Tony Tan Caktiong. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Tony. Forgive me if I'm not. With the help of his wife, Grace, his family and in-laws. They started everything with a small family business selling ice cream in the streets of Manila. 3 years after starting, the family saw the opportunity for hot meals. They converted the ice cream parlors into the Jollibee brand we know today. Tony always saw the huge potential for his business and dreamt big. He put faith in hard work, passion, and focus to turn his then small business into one of the biggest companies in the Philippines, Asia, and now the entire world. Today, that dream has brought us from a single brand into a restaurant group with 19 well-loved brands and over 9,500 stores in 32 countries. Wow, that is incredible. That is such a high number of stores. And I know that because I do go into the history of all of these restaurants, and I don't think I remember ever seeing a 9,000 or close to 10,000 location, maybe one or two, of a company that has so many locations worldwide. That's incredible. Through our mission of bringing the joy of eating to everyone, we aim and continue to work to become one of the top 5 restaurant companies in the world. Wow, Jollibee, that's really nuts. Recently, the Jollibee group signed agreements to own 10% ownership in Botrista. I'm not sure. I don't know what that is. If you know, leave it in the comment section. Okay. I should finish this sentence first, grandchildren. Botrista is a leader in the beverage technology space. Okay, the company also owns a 90% participating interest in Titan Dining Partners 2 Limited to further grow Asia Pacific food service brands and or to bring strong global food service brands to the Asia Pacific. Well, that's really, really cool. Learning all of that information. Shout out to Tony, man. You got one of the biggest fast food companies, it looks like, in the world. Top 5, huh? That's awesome. Anyway, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about these chicken tenders. All right, let me pop them open. I got some B-roll for you too, grandchildren. It looks like they gave me, instead of 3, they gave me 4. Shout out to Jollibee, to the nice older Filipina lady who clearly thought Granny Goatee was very handsome. She kept on eyeballing me. I won't tell Grandpa Goatee was Jollibee this is, so he doesn't come looking for her. But this old kind Filipina lady, probably a grandma just like Granny Goatee, was eyeballing me. And anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at that, and let me tell you a little bit about this. Okay, Jollibee is shaking up the fried chicken scene with the launch of new chicken tenders and a new creamy signature tender sauce at participating locations across the US. So this is not a worldwide thing. Joining the exclusive ranks of Jollibee's fan favorite Chickenjoy fried chicken and chicken sandwich, the new chicken tenders feature 100% all white meat chicken tenderloins, marinated in the brand signature blend of spices and hand breaded and battered in a light yet crispy coating. Meanwhile, the signature tender sauce combines sweet and savory flavors with a touch of tang, delivering a creamy, velvety texture that's perfect for pairing with Jollibee's latest fried chicken innovation. You can get a 3-piece order of chicken tenders starting at a suggested price of $8.99.
What?
And a 6-piece at $15.99. Why, that is very expensive, grandchildren. That is so expensive for 3 pieces of chicken tenders. I actually was shocked, right? So I went ahead and looked up all of the restaurants that I could think of that serve 3-piece chicken tenders or chicken strips, and I wrote down their prices so we can compare it to Jollibee's, and I'll go ahead and read them off, but maybe I will throw it up here. Maybe I'll do like color coordinated so your eyes can tell the difference in the prices. But I put together 6 other restaurants. We have Popeyes at $8.59. This is all plus tax. Jollibee's is $8.99 plus tax, and we paid here $9.84 for these 3 chicken tenders. So Popeyes is $8.59. KFC, you can order them 1 tender at a time at $2.69, and it adds up to $8.07 plus tax. Chick-fil-A is at $6.85. Carl's Jr. is at $10.49. Carl's Jr., are you out of your mind? $10.49 for 3 chicken tender strips. That's the most expensive on our list. We have Jack in the Box at $6.69, grandchildren. Sonic at $5.99, which was the best deal that I was able to find. But unfortunately, we don't have Sonics near the greater Los Angeles area. You have to kind of drive out a little bit. Okay, grandchildren, you can also get a 10-piece bucket for $23.99. Enough with the talking. I want to try this out. Let's go ahead and pop this open. That smells just like Thousand Island. This is their signature sauce. Here is the box. And I have to say, when I did sit in the car, now these probably have gotten a little bit cold. I tried not to drive too far. But the car smelled really nice, you know, when I was driving. So take a look at that tender. I really like the size. Now, I can tell that this has been maybe sitting in the restaurant for a little bit, but I really like the size of this tender. This is a real chicken tenderloin. Sometimes you get chicken tenders and they're the size of your face. What kind of a chicken is this coming off of? You know, the chicken tender, the tenderloin part of the chicken, to all my cooks out there or people that cook at home, it really lies right underneath the breast, the chicken breast tissue. And it's tiny. How can companies have chicken tenders that are the size of chicken breasts? I just don't understand. But this looks so beautiful. It feels good. It smells good. I like the way it feels in my hand. I like that there's sections of chicken without breading, like right here where the breading is kind of light. I like that there's sections where the breading is sticking out and popped up like a chicken popcorn. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a bite, see what this tastes like. Let's take another bite. Let's try it with some sauce, but let me see if I can split this open for you. Get a good look inside. Take a look at that, grandchildren. Now, the way it feels, the way it smells, the way it looks, I'm really digging it. This is the best looking, smelling, feeling chicken tender that I've ever had. Now, I know that this has been maybe sitting for a while because when I ordered it, in 1 minute, they had it ready for me. They had it boxed up. She gave it to me. And if this was fresh, I think it would be so good, grandchildren. But because it's been sitting for a while, it's dry. It's a little bit bland. Now, if it was fresh, that wouldn't really change. But it's so dry that it really kind of like makes my mouth feel like there's sand in there as I'm chewing in it. There's nothing juicy about it. But I like that it's an actual tender. And I don't like that it's bland. There can be a little bit more seasoning on here. And I don't know. It's just I want to like it so much. It's the best way that I couldn't put it, but it's kind of letting me down. Let's try it with the sauce. Much better with the sauce. The sauce tastes like comeback sauce. It has herbs in there. It's nice and salty. Very good. It adds moisture to the dry chicken. In fact, if I would have just eaten this chicken with the sauce and not tried it on its own, I probably wouldn't have had such a negative feel for that first bite or first couple bites. I love how it tastes like real chicken, because it is real chicken. And what do I mean by that? I love how the sauce is a little bit tangy. A lot of these restaurants, their chicken strips don't taste like real chicken. This actually tastes like maybe your mom made it. Maybe you wanted to fry some chicken tenders at home. You battered it by yourself. It's lightly battered. It's not overly like battered. It doesn't taste overly processed. Take a look at this. Look how thin that breading is. And look at that chicken underneath. I bet you that if I would have gotten these fresh, or if they were made fresh for me, these would probably be the best fast food chicken tenders I've ever had. But unfortunately, I would venture to say these have been sitting for probably 30 to 45 minutes. All right? But they're still good. That sauce is the game changer. And actually, this tender is a lot more juicy because it's a lot thicker. For example, this one also is a lot thicker. I'm assuming it will be a lot more juicy. I love how they taste like homemade chicken tenders. If you've never been to Jollibee's like me, and you're looking for chicken tenders, I would venture to say, try these out. But maybe ask them to make it fresh for you if you can, because I think that is what's lacking in this order. So would I pay that price for these again, but ask them to make it fresh? I would. And actually, it makes me curious as to try some of Jollibee's other products, because they have fried chicken, they have burgers, they have chicken sandwiches. And maybe I will do that for future videos. Maybe if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, and I will go ahead and go to Jollibee's again, maybe for some other items in the future. And get a second one of those sauces. Wow. Now let me do one more bite. I didn't want to eat all of these, but it's a major fail by me every time, grandchildren. I try not to eat all of these products, and if they're actually good, I do end up eating them because I don't like throwing food away. It's very important not to throw food away, and sometimes actually I don't go looking for it, but if there are people that might need food, I will hand it to them. So I do try not to eat all of it, but in times like this, when you have a really tasty product, it's gonna have to go down. Oh, what's interesting is there's a dramatic difference in the quality from tender to tender to tender. The first one was very dry and bland. This one is not bland, but it's a little bit more chewy. The bigger one that I ate was much more juicy. It was not bland, but it was not as crispy. So each one kind of had its own little thing. Each tender had something wrong going on with it, but overall, I have to say I'm happy with the product. Especially that comeback sauce. That signature sauce is a little tangy. You get peppery notes, but not spice. Just a pepper flavor and herbs. I can't put my finger on what herb it is, but it's really good. So what would I give Jollibee's brand new chicken tenders and their signature sauce? Well, I'm gonna have to give it a 7.3 out of 10. It would be well in the 8s if it was fresh, I think. And if there was more consistent quality over all 3 or 4 of the tenders that they gave me. A shout out to that old lady for giving me that extra tender. You must have loved Granny Goatee's chesticles. And that's why, you know, because she was eyeballing me. And I couldn't tell if she was looking at my face or if she was looking at my chest because she was a short little... she was a short little granny, you know, and Granny Goatee is tall. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm a tall granny, you know. Anyway, grandchildren, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that every time I put something new out, you can go ahead and see it first. And please give me a thumbs up so that the algorithm can push this out to other grandchildren out there. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode, grandchildren. And I will see you on the next episode. The weekend is coming up. I hope all of you have a wonderful time with your friends and your family. And I will see you on the other side of that with a new video. Have a good day and enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.